banks are down aggressively in Europe this morning. We're seeing that from Italy in Milan across to Madrid to here in the UK to across in Germany on the Frankfurt market as well.
It is an incredibly volatile situation. What can you tell us?
Yeah, it's very tense, and the wait is making it very difficult for...
Preparing to send fresh military assets to the Middle East, including...
People have been killed and hundreds more injured in Bangladesh after anti-government protests turned violent on Sunday.
It came after the Israeli military killed a Hezbollah fighter on Saturday afternoon and struck civilian areas in southern Lebanon.
Had heightened tensions in the Middle East. That sent gold higher.
The U.S. non-farm payrolls report, this is the jobs report, very significant for markets, looking at it as an impact for the U.S. economy. And there is a view that the 114,000 jobs that we saw cross was just simply too weak, and the unemployment rate ramping up to 4.3% has the market now concerned about a recession.
We are looking at a market-wide bloodbath right now. My name's Jay and welcome back to the channel. So we're currently looking at crypto bubbles, and as we can see, it is a total sea of red. If we go over and we look at the crypto fear and greed index, once again sitting at a 26, which is a change from 74 last week. So a lot of people are really attributing the US job report to the whole market more or less being in a very precarious position and seeing a lot of fear and panic kicking in. So the US labor market cooled significantly last month as unemployment unexpectedly rose, sparking fears of a slowdown across the world's largest economy. American employers added 114,000 jobs in July, short of the 180,000 additions expected by economists, and marked a decrease from the 179,000 added in June. So a lot of the current ongoings are being attributed to this simple fact. But I think in crypto, we're far smarter than this, and we know that there is a lot more going on that is adding to the overall situation that we're seeing with all of the panic kicking in. So Japan is currently suffering its worst losses for its market since 1987, which was dubbed as Black Monday. We're also seeing the same thing happening in Taiwan currently, and I think that is the worst they've seen since around 1950, 1960. So we are seeing significant signs in the market of bigger players moving their money out of crypto and out of everything that seems like it's not feasible right now. And when it comes down to Jump Crypto unstaking $350 million worth of ETH, it really does start to ring bells in our heads. So if you don't know who Jump Crypto are, they are one of the biggest and most experienced team of builders, developers, and traders across Web3 and blockchain technology. If these guys are doing something, you're going to want to take note of it. So something else we are seeing that's outside of crypto is the moving of assets. For example, Berkshire Hathaway, we're seeing a lot of movement coming from there. We're seeing a lot of people eject out of Apple stocks, Nvidia stocks. So it really does start to signal that there's a lot going on. We're also seeing there's a lot happening, as you saw at the beginning of the video, in Bangladesh. So currently they are closed for 3 days in their country, and this is the banking system for a public holiday, which is coincidental, and it has really happened at a very peculiar time because, like I said, everything that's going on in Bangladesh right now has left it in a position where it is currently under army rule, and the Prime Minister has completely fled the country and is now in India. Things are cooling down, and this isn't just in places like Bangladesh. For example, here in the United Kingdom, we're seeing a lot of rioting. We're seeing a lot of civil unrest to the point of where they're talking about bringing the armed forces in. So because of everything that's going on, and it all becomes a big cause and effect situation of dominoes consistently falling, we have seen Robinhood halt trading for 24 hours in response to the market volatility. But the interesting thing is, and if you do start to look deeper into this, stocks like Lockheed Martin and anything in the aerospace and defense industry is booming. And they're currently seeing all-time highs. And this is the same for gold and other assets across board. For example, silver is also on the rise. Now, during wartime, these are the kind of things you would expect to start to move up. Would I say that the world is walking towards a point of global conflict? And the answer to that question would be, I'm unsure. I'm unsure because it's all stuff out of the individual control of us here creating content on YouTube. This is stuff that really boils down to things that are going on globally, with different assassinations going on, assassination attempts on presidents. It's a very precarious situation, and at any moment somebody could light the spark to completely blow this thing out of proportion. So I don't think anybody can really lock down when this is going to end or what could possibly send everything back upwards. But the situation that's surrounding gold currently definitely is a sign that things aren't looking too good, and that there's a lot of instability out there, because when there's instability, people flock to assets like bonds, like gold, places where they know their value's not going to sustain damage. So during World War II, they did bring in the Gold Confiscation Act over in the United States, and this was more or less to control the supply of gold over there so it could be used efficiently for the war effort. So it goes to show you just how far they'll go during times like this to drive things to where they need it to go. So everybody should start to understand that the likelihood of things easing up are probably going to be based in the United States. And what a lot of people are saying is that the Federal Reserve, they've waited too long to cut those interest rates. And if they had cut them earlier, we probably wouldn't be heading towards a recession. Others on Bloomberg are also stating that America doesn't need to be heading towards a recession. And there's a lot more going on under the scope than this simple job report having and applying all of this different pressure that's leading to a world of instability. And this instability leads us to a situation where we're very uncertain. Now, what I would say to everybody is, where there's going to be panic, there's going to be fear. Where there's going to be fear, there's going to be opportunities. And now is the time when you would think about using and utilizing some of your dry powder. When it comes down to using that dry powder, your best options from my experience is to dollar cost average in on your positions moving forward, because we just don't know what is going to kick this market back upwards. But something that's definitely out of the normal is the US Feds calling an emergency meeting with everything that's currently going on. And this is out of the normal, and they have reportedly called for an emergency meeting, and the meeting aims to reassess interest rates as global markets experience severe downturns. So analysts expect a Fed rate cut by 50 basis points. So this is definitely a position where I would start to think to myself, I should probably get some dollar cost average in on different positions that I'm currently holding, because I'm not one of these people that fall victim to fear. Instead, I hold the line with my positions and I add and strengthen that position I have been holding, because I believe in where this market can be. So looking at the BTC chart, we are currently reaching pre-ETF launch prices, which is unprecedented. So something that's not priced into the market currently is the fact that a lot of the public globally could flock to cryptocurrency, because this has introduced a situation where you as an individual can have total control over your financial assets. And the reason why the Executive Order 6102, being the Gold Confiscation Act, was brought in was to control the flow of money and to leave no place for the individuals of that country to hide any of their finances. So when everything really does start to kick in, I think a lot of people are going to start to see crypto as a safe haven where they can continue to keep control over their financial assets in a decentralized ecosystem. So aside that, try not to get too down about everything that's going on, because it's so far outside of our control at the moment that we simply just have to go where the winds are taking us. I think there's better times ahead for crypto, and I truly do think that people are going to wake up eventually. They're going to understand that governments use money as a form of control, and this can be averted by simply utilizing crypto. So if you like the content here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notifications bell to stay informed. And aside that, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.